Good morning, everyone, and welcome back for more Wuthering Waves. In this episode, we did a bunch of collecting echoes and finding more cool monsters and more puzzles and trials, and I hope you look forward to joining me in that. Without further ado, let's hop into the game.
But the approval process is going to...
Tell them it's an emergency. We are working around the clock here. Any delay could mean the end of our defense. Do they not comprehend? Here's a list of what we need.
Oh wow, it's not a scroll down.
If you can't make them listen. Now go, go, go. Move, move. What is it? Why are we still not done distributing these?
I feel like if your supplies are this urgent, then a request for additional supplies should have been sent out probably a week ago, if not longer.
You new here? Are you backups too? Wait, you don't look like one of us.
I am Yang Yang, an outrider of the Midnight Rangers, and they are...
Why not finish introducing us before showing your badge?
Excuse me, one moment please. Careful! This chest holds vital medical supplies. If the wounded return and find no medicine, it's on you. Handle with care and precision.
Alright, she just seems kind of high-strung. Maybe the supplies aren't that dire.
An outrider. So, you were part of the backup force, right? Now, I've got wounded soldiers coming soon, and you're just in time to help. Oh, sorry, have to answer this. Yes, what is it? An overclocked resonator. Understood. I'll be there immediately.
This girl needs to actually sleep and to drink less coffee, I think.
I'm sorry, could you do me a favor? The wounded soldiers are being sent
Oh,
back
interesting.
to the front lines. We need someone to escort them to the medics, but I've got to deal with the overclocked resonator now.
I want to
Could you
deal with
please
the
take care of
overclocked
them?
resonator.
What exactly do you need us to do?
Every now and then, so what happened there? Every now and then it'll start the audio for a dialogue before you actually get to that dialogue, before you actually click to the next dialogue. So I don't know why. This game has some fascinating bugs that I wish I could figure out more about. But yeah, that's what happened there.
Just make sure they are safe. The medics will take care of their wounds. Thank you.
I really want to, I want to deal with the overclocked resonator though.
It's so busy here. It looks like they don't even have the time to catch their breath. Supplies, medical care, equipment maintenance, personnel management, and logistics. They must carefully manage these matters to provide vital support for our fighters.
Pretty standard stuff though.
So this is what a real war looks like. I had no idea it could get this bad.
Who are we even at war with? Is it just the tacit discords?
Most people would never have the chance to witness any of this. It's natural for you not to know. I think this is exactly what our military strives for, to ensure peace and safety for our citizens. It's a sacrifice made so others don't have to live in fear.
Okay, I know where I'm going. I think. Yeah. Shulan once said, okay, I guess I don't get to read that. Hello, good sir, I have heard you are injured.
Are you alright?
I'm okay, I'm just a little out of breath.
That's very fair. So it is a Chinese game. If you've ever seen Chinese movies, they're fucking wild.
It's okay, I'm fine.
And so it wouldn't surprise me if Chinese games were also just completely unhinged.
I'll go find a medic.
I love that Jianxin said that she was going to go look for a medic, and then it says you brought the medic over. Why is this glinting and why can I not interact with it? Fine. Yeah, that's what I've heard, that the story gets a lot better later. But right now
Like I said, it's not a big deal. No need to fix me up. Let me go.
Interesting name. I do love that like all of the NPCs are named. It's not just like wounded man.
Please calm down. Your wound is still bleeding.
That's barely a scratch. You can't stop me.
'Tis but a scratch. Come back here, I'll bite your kneecaps off.
That's not bravado. My wounds can close on their own. It's my resonance ability. The medics should go take care of other people in need.
I feel like he should have said that first.
Stop squirming, will you? We're here because you need our help. Calm down and stay where you are. Please hold him still for me.
I feel like the medics in this kind of situation should definitely be informed of his resonance ability and know exactly what it can and cannot handle. That should be in his medical records for sure.
Sure.
After some chaos, you helped medics and treated the wounded. Oh, and just he and the spinal board are just gone. I guess it's not a spinal board, but it is like a medical.
Thank you for your assistance. You must be tired. Please take some rest.
They look badly injured.
Don't worry, they've received proper treatment now. They'll recover in time. Thanks to General Jian, we've seen a significant drop in the number of casualties.
That was actually pretty decent pronunciation. If you didn't hear, she said Jian, which is pretty decent.
I've heard from veterans that soldiers used to be ordinary people, not resonators. The battles were brutal even back then, with the stench of blood lingering through the rain. But things have improved. Each injury represents countless tacit discords eliminated by our brave soldiers. Resonators in the Midnight Rangers are incredible warriors. Those who have to retreat from injury must have already taken out hundreds of enemies.
Are they our heroes?
They are the ones keeping our people safe. What I've been doing is not worth mentioning compared to them.
Please don't put it like that. Without your help, we couldn't have helped so many wounded soldiers in such a short time. Now that they're all safe, you should go and take care of your own issues.
I want to know what the script on everybody's clothes means. I wish that we could, like, actually read it and translate it. Like, in Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, the Hyrulean script that you see everywhere is a direct translation to English. Each character represents a character from, or a letter from the English language. I actually did learn how to read and write it at one point in, like, I think middle school.
The quartermaster isn't here. He's on the floor above, directing munitions distribution. Just take that lift and you should find him there.
Rover, where are we going next?
Obviously, we're doing the quest.
Here are some recipes for dietary supplements from my sect. They might help the wounded recover sooner.
Interesting, okay.
Oh, great. You have my thanks.
Why don't we get these recipes? He's hoarding them. There's nothing to gather in here. And I don't think there's going to be any boxes to loot, so we may as well just continue with the story so we can get to the real game. Collecting and exploring. Up. Give uppies. That's all I can think of. Oh god, that startled me. I didn't expect this whole thing to be the elevator. That made me kind of dizzy. Went up? Okay. Ooh, beacon. I do like maps. Do we have to do the... There doesn't seem to be any way to skip it. I didn't know that I was getting quest rewards, if I'm completely honest. I don't really consider this kind of game as having quest rewards, except for, like, passive experience.
Have you confirmed the inventory? What about the spare list? Sort out the consumables as soon as possible and check our communication lines while you're at it.
I love hearing all the different accents, but it really just kind of feels like this location doesn't have an accent. It just feels like there's like, we want diversity in accents, and so they just took every accent they could think of and delivered a smattering of them with no cohesion.
Yua, deliver this list to Asher. You're not Yua. Where is she?
That's not how you pronounce that. That is not how you pronounce that. So Y-U-E. He said Yue. It's Yue.
Excuse me. I'm an outrider of the Midnight Rangers. This is Rover, and this is Master Tianxing, who came here to look for someone.
She really likes to say X's as S's instead of SH. And she makes that I like 2E. It should be Jinshin. I don't remember why we were supposed to be going to this guy. I'm gonna be honest, I've completely forgotten. Jinshin asked the quartermaster about Jiyuan's whereabouts.
Juyen?
No, close. Jiyuan.
So, he never sent a letter home? Not even once? The Midnight Rangers are no longer recruiting non-resonators lately. But Juyen was a stubborn boy.
Closer.
Last year, when the battles hadn't gotten so intense, he would trail us rearguards, eager to join the front line. Now, we sent him back to the city time and time again, and he just kept finding ways to come back. Eventually, I caved and took him in to help us here in the base.
This voice actor is actually not bad.
With the battle escalating, it's getting increasingly dangerous out here. I shouldn't keep him here any longer. I was just thinking about having the logistics team bring him back to the city when you guys showed up. Oh, now I remember. He should be currently on the floor above.
What do you
I saw you help arrange the wounded there. Your Sholan would need your help more than I do.
What? Or did he just pronounce that? That was not right. Shirlan is how that should be.
Thank you, but I must remain to oversee vital military supplies.
Okay, how do I just exit
Sure.
the dialogue?
Please excuse me. I'll join you later.
Why can't I just leave with you? Why wasn't this an option before?
Oh, please excuse me. Thought that was a grenade.
I don't blame him,
Is this
honestly.
a mangosteen? Well, it's not a local fruit, so we can only get it through imports. But with the recent tacit Discord outbreaks, we've had to prioritize bringing in the essentials. We'll get back to importing more of these after General Jian makes his triumphant return.
I still don't know why I can't seem to
Currently,
scroll
there's
down
only
on the
one
dialogue.
motorway open from Port Gunchao in the south of the city. The rear guards would regularly go there to escort goods.
His pronunciation of Gunchao is pretty decent.
What more do I know? The military rarely buys this fruit for rations due to its short shelf life. Plus, it looks too much like a grenade, and that could cause some issues.
Are plums not allowed in the military in real life? Okay, really want to go help her because I'm much more interested in her story than the mangosteen shit.
Master Tianxing, have you found the person you're looking for?
It just gets worse every time she says something. Every time she pronounces something, it gets worse.
Yes, I found Juyen. We will return to the city with the logistics team. We will go find Mr. Dawnryo to let him know he is safe.
Jinshin's pronunciation is actually really good. Like, there really weren't any issues with what she said there.
Juyen is a man full of courage. Influenced by his veteran grandpa's tales, he longs to join the military and aid in humanity's battle against tacit discords.
Do we know, like, what the original cause of tacit discords is? I feel like there's something that could be fixed here.
The journey with you has exposed me to immense suffering, but the battles on the front line must be even more brutal than what I've witnessed.
I want to say that the journey with us has been like 100 feet, but I've dragged her maybe 5 miles all over this like coastline.
Countless countless lives have been lost in this war.
I love how they say, like, they talk about how brutal it is and how lives have been lost, and you know, it used to be super bloody, but it's been pretty peaceful so far. It's been pretty chill. We're not really seeing the bloody side of it, which is not uncommon in games, especially Chinese games, because they have like stuff against portraying death and such in games and in media in general. But it is still disappointing. Like, if you're gonna talk about grit, give me grit.
Master Rongfu once told me, the best sages gain enlightenment in the military. The mediocre sages gain enlightenment in the bustling cities, and the worst sages gain enlightenment in seclusion.
Interesting. And once again, her pronunciation's pretty good. She pronounced Rongfu correct.
I do share some of Zhiyan's feelings. However, Zhiyan disagreed with the intense training and tests required to join the military. He saw no distinction between ordinary people and resonators, and believed he could contribute on the battlefield, however small that contribution might be.
Yeah, I agree with him. Like, you know, the resonators might be more powerful, but that doesn't mean that normal people don't have a place if they want it. If I'm not mistaken, Chinese have banned time travel in dramas. What do you mean? Why would they ban time travel? What's wrong with time travel? Oh, what do you mean?
I too found what Zhiyan said was reasonable to an extent, and I couldn't change his mind with words. So I tried to imagine what my masters would do. They'd set up a spar in this case, and if I won, they'd let me do what I wanted. I didn't mean to beat him up for nothing. My masters taught me valuable lessons through sparring, and I gained important insights from those fights. Now, who do you think won that fight?
I feel like a spar between them would be really, really unfair because she's a resonator and he's just a dude.
The shape changes, but not the forms. The more it moves, the more it yields. Less thinking, more knowing. Simplify for clarity.
Wild. I'm gonna have to look into that and into the why. Like, I know that censorship is a huge thing in Chinese culture. It's just a worsening problem. But I'm so blown away that time travel is banned. It seems so innocuous.
Yes, I pretended to lose, but Zhiyan saw it through.
I wonder if it's because, like, you could utilize time travel to be like, let's go back in time and make a better future, but that implies that... Thank you. Some authors allegedly disrespectful portrayal of historical figures in their stories and distorting the government's official version of history. Oh, that makes me just, like, cringe bodily. And civilians actually believing that getting into accidents or losing their lives will let them reincarnate into a different life in the past. Wild. Oh god, that's so fascist.
After our fight, Zhiyan admitted he saw the gap between resonators and ordinary people. He seemed to realize how he was still far from being able to fight the tacit discords. He realized how he was just trying to convince himself that he could make a difference, not wanting to acknowledge his own limitations. Fighting on the battlefield requires physical and mental strength, and he was not yet prepared for that.
Sounds like Jiryuan is young.
I heard you two still have other matters to attend to. When you have the time, let's catch up at Liu Shan Tea House.
I really like her pronunciation. She seems like she's actually done her research on Chinese pronunciation, but it's not just like the kind of research that you would get from, or the kind of knowledge that you would get from looking up like how are their vowels pronounced, because the way we were taught vowels in Chinese class is actually frequently broken in the actual spoken language. Like we talked about XI versus SHI, how it's she and sure. when you're originally taught the vowels in Chinese, they tell you a, o, for a, o, e, and i, u, yi, or I, U, and U with an umlaut for some reason. But, so like, you know, SHI, sure, immediately breaks that because that's SHI, and they teach you that I should be E. But so the way she's pronouncing all of this suggests that, you know, it's not just book learning. She didn't just learn how to pronounce these things from a little bit of research. She has a little bit of practical experience with the language, from what I've gathered.
It's my great pleasure to have met you.
We will see you because I'm not ready to say goodbye properly. I want to talk to Juryun. Do you know why there are names engraved on the abandoned turrets here? Well, many years ago, the battlefield was filled with smoke as the Jinzhou garrison regiment fought bravely and successfully pushed back the TD tide, reclaiming a small portion of the front line. In those times, the majority of soldiers were ordinary people, and the demands of war were such that not everyone who departed left something behind. Engraving the names of the fallen comrades onto stone monuments might just be a way of commemorating their sacrifice and creating a sense of unity. The group then devised a method to engrave the names of deceased soldiers onto the turrets and continue the tradition. The engravings here are their names. I'm guessing he wasn't born? I didn't know any of them, but my grandpa said them so many times that I just remembered them all. There's no way you remembered every single name. When I was a kid, he barely mentioned his war experiences. Lately, he's become increasingly forgetful and tends to reminisce about his younger days. Grandpa was probably scared of forgetting, so he wanted other people to remember in his place. Anyway, I've heard it a million times and can't forget it even if I tried, and even if Grandpa forgets, I'll remember it for a few more decades. I can recite the names engraved on the monument backwards now. There's no need.
Tianxing was a one-off incident. If the magazine indicates something about war, what is Madam Magistrate trying to convey?
How in the world does it indicate something about war other than it looks like a grenade? I think civilians are... Oh, civilizations are born from war. I was thinking civilians were born from war and suffer for war. I don't think that war encourages banging.
Have you thought of something, Rover?
I think...
Oh, it's so jarring whenever our character speaks.
So Madam Magistrate wants to tell us something about the magazine's route of transportation?
I don't know how it would relate to
The
anything else.
quartermaster said the magazines are transported by boat from the south. We haven't reached the front lines yet, but I can already smell the iron in the air. I sense tension and unease. Our soldiers stationed at the borders. I hope they're okay.
Oh no, our hand's hungry! We're gonna be a Pokeball again in the middle. Okay. Sound black hole? With upside down rain. I'm really... This is decidedly Chinese. I'm really confused. Is it generating... Right? So we're just hallucinating now. We're having visions. Oh, there's the guy that I think everybody's simping about on Twitter. Right? So his mouth glowed. Is that just an indicator that he's using his abilities, or that he can eat things too? I think it's just that he's using his abilities.
Follow the Qinglong.
Is it war if it's... Well, I'm playing him now. Interesting. Is it war if it's us against
Time to fight back.
something that's not other humans or humanoids or sapient things? I guess it would be, because I think the war in Australia where they they fought the fucking emus, I think they called that a war. They lost, by the way. They lost to emus just because they realized, oh, there's too many emus to kill.
Tell truth, facade.
And I think like 3 people died in that fight. Oh, he's cool. Oh, I love the monster designs in this. Oh, I need an echo of him so badly. This is just Pokemon. I'm sorry, I'm just... What do you mean, counter skill? We already learned how to do counters. I really, really want control over my camera, please. Jeez. This isn't gonna go well for me. Alright, I like the black square a lot. I definitely dodged that.
Time to fight back.
Alright, good to know. Sorry, I don't talk as much during combat as I should. I can't get focused. Yeah, I dodged it. Cool. I just kind of mashed. Right? I fucking love this creature. I want him so badly. We're good, we lived.
I can take it.
God, he can use his resonance thing so often. I know, it's just like the purpose of story game.
Time to fight back.
Lim. Oh, what the fuck is it doing? No, you're not supposed to leave. I want to hurt you.
Truth from facade.
No, it's not full? Oh, it's on cooldown. I was hitting my resonate button and nothing was happening. And that's where we're going to end today's episode. I can't wait for more. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.